I recently rolled both my ankles, which is the worst thing that can happen as a skateboarder. And ever since, I've not been able to skate at my full potential. But what came from that is I honestly was radically humbled. Also, I know I mostly do skateboarding content, but the main idea was to do car stuff too. So I'm gonna change my oil while I talk. So rolling my ankles really got me thinking. My favorite things in the world involve my legs. Skateboarding, doing flips, playing basketball, driving. Everything is so dependent on my ankles. If people ask me who I am, I respond with, well, I'm a skateboarder, I'm a former gymnast, I love cars, I'm a Christian, I love making YouTube videos, and all those things are true, but I'm using those things as an identity. Another huge part of my identity is actually my friends and family. But what this injury's taught me is that all of that can be taken away so quick. Unfortunately, people die. Ankles get rolled, legs get broken, injuries happen. Now, I would never let that stop me from doing the things that I love. What it helps me recognize, you have to be careful what you put your identity in. If everything went wrong and all this was taken away from you, who would you be? So if you find your peace and happiness in things that can go away in an instant with a single ankle roll or a mechanical failure, or you get fired from your job, then where are you gonna get your peace and happiness? What's gonna happen to you? You'll crumble. But not if you put it all towards God, somebody who will never change, who will never fire you. Or if you roll your ankle, it doesn't mean that you can't pray anymore. For me, that is a huge reason and a huge part of my testimony of why I believe in God. Because since the very beginning of time, God has not changed. So if I'm getting my peace, my physical, spiritual, and mental well-being from God, something that's not gonna change, that is a reliable identity. So if you're gonna depend on anything for your happiness, peace, success, you should depend on something that never changes. And for me, that's God. This video being published is not to force religion, but it's instead to give options. I would feel selfish if I've experienced all the goodness in my life that God has provided for me and I wasn't able to share that with somebody else. So I hope this alters your perspective a little bit on what you identify in and what your securities are.